In the heart of Berlin, April 1945, the once mighty Third Reich was crumbling. Allied forces pressed in from the west, and the Red Army was at the city's gates. The Führer bunker, buried deep beneath the Reich Chancellery, was now Adolf Hitler's last refuge. A claustrophobic maze of concrete walls, flickering lights, and whispered desperation. Hitler sat hunched over a map, his trembling hand tracing lines that no longer held meaning. The armies he commanded on paper were either destroyed, surrounded, or in full retreat. His once commanding voice was now weak and erratic, his speeches reduced to bursts of anger and delusion. The room was filled with the faint hum of ventilation and the murmurs of aides who dared not meet his gaze. Eva Braun, Hitler's loyal companion, tried to maintain an air of normalcy. She moved gracefully through the bunker, offering small comforts to those around her. But her smile was strained, her eyes betraying the fear she worked so hard to hide. Despite the chaos above, she chose this moment to marry Hitler, a final gesture of loyalty as the world collapsed around them. The ceremony was brief, attended only by a few close confidants. As the bombs pounded Berlin's streets, the couple exchanged vows. There was no celebration, only silence as they returned to the grim reality of their situation. Each day brought more devastating news. On April 28th, Hitler learned of Heinrich Himmler's betrayal. His trusted ally had attempted to negotiate peace with the Allies. Hitler flew into a rage, his voice echoing through the bunker as he screamed accusations of treachery. By then, even he could see the end was inevitable. The morning of April 30th dawned with the muffled sounds of artillery shaking the bunker walls. Hitler summoned his inner circle for one final meeting. He spoke of loyalty, of sacrifice, and of his refusal to be captured alive. His words were a mixture of self-pity and twisted justification, but even his closest followers could see the fear behind his eyes. That afternoon, Hitler retreated to his private quarters with Eva. They shared a quiet meal before he gave his final instructions. His trusted valet handed him a vial of cyanide, and Hitler placed it beside a pistol on the table. Eva, calm and composed, swallowed the poison without hesitation. Hitler, too, took the capsule and fired a single shot into his temple. The bunker fell into a grim silence as his staff entered the room to confirm his death. The bodies of Hitler and Eva were carried into the courtyard above, where they were burned under orders to prevent their remains from becoming a symbol for his followers. The acrid smell of smoke mixed with the destruction of the city, marking the final moments of the man who had plunged the world into darkness. As Soviet soldiers closed in, the Führer bunker became a tomb for the last remnants of the Nazi regime. Its halls, once filled with plans of conquest and ambition, were now silent, save for the distant echo of collapsing buildings. The world outside would soon learn of Hitler's demise, and with it came the beginning of the end of the most devastating war in history. His final days in the bunker were not marked by glory, but by fear, betrayal, and the collapse of a monstrous dream.